Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today we're going to be going over the Dread Trail World Event, the Epic Trials in Hellcrag, the Underspire. Got a pet here too, it's Wednesday of course, you always have a pet on Wednesday. Make sure you check and see, do you need this? You should do it, but sometimes I check, I see, do I need it? I do need it, so I'm going to do that today too, just like an adventure board or a dungeon. If there's a pet, probably going to take it, unless it's during the Vault event. Let me switch my thumbnail. Made a thumbnail. Upload thumbnail. Mike is here, Sane's here, Allie's here. Thanks, Allie, for the gifts. I just collected them a second ago. I guess the dev sent out a gift as well, if you check your mail. I forgot to read it, but then you can go to collected, and, it's like, oh, now I've lost it. Oh, here it is. It says, hello, adventurers. Since 7.0 released, we have run Head Start offers for all the different event types. Thank you for your patience while we sorted out any problems, and thank you for the feedback on how to improve the offers. We've taken a lot of that on board for the next round. Please enjoy these gems as thanks. 100 gems! That's cool, because I'm never going to buy that. And I got 100 gems for free. Lemon's here. What up, Lemon? Hi, I started playing not long ago, and then I found your channel. That's awesome. Good there, suggested me out there. Probably one of the most beginner-friendly channels you will find. Anytime you have a question, I got you. I always post teams that don't have mythics or legendaries and stuff on every single event video I do. I do 3 teams, high, mid, low. So you always have that low-level team or something. And then I've done two new account playthroughs where I start all the way over as a beginner. And there's playlists. You can go watch me restart the entire game and start from scratch. I don't spend any money on the game. I'm totally free to play. So I feel like I'm the most beginner-friendly channel because of all of those things. Alright, let's go. Plus I've been making videos for 6 years, so there's plenty of anything you could want. You could look it up on my channel. Just put Gems of War, whatever you're thinking, and then Sinnycool, and you'll find it. I guarantee it. Well, and if you don't, you can always put it in the comments, and I'll make a video for you. Alright, I got the thumbnail done there. I gotta jump into the chat. What should we do first here? I want to talk about the Epic Trials. I want to talk about the World Event. Let's do Dungeon first, though. The Adventure Board is okay. I'm gonna do it. Probably not on stream. I got a perfect yesterday in the dungeon, so I got my second ring. I got 168 Dragonite. And not here. Here. 168 Dragonite, and I already have this one. And I already have this one. Now I just gotta make that one. So I need like 800 and something Dragonite for this. Then I can do Diamantina finally. I need 1,000 more. So we got a Vault event coming up, which is cool. I need like 1,800 more Dragonite. I'll get at least 500 of that during the Vault event, I would think. And I'm going to be buying every day in the Soul Forge, or the dungeon as well. So we can kind of see getting 60 a day. Let's say I get 500 in the Vault event. Or let's say I get 600, just to make it 1,200. Now, that's 20 days. Around 20 days from now, I should have Diamantina. Which is about, I think by the end of September, 100% chance I'll have Diamantina. Hoping by the halfway through September, but I'm probably around the 20th. I should have Diamantina. But definitely by the end of September, I'll have it. Let's go ahead and buy that, by the way. Been opening all my vault keys, so I have okay amount of diamonds gems right now. Grab that, and let's try to get it perfect. Ooh. Oh. Ah. Oh, of course, it's the very next one I pick. Never going up. Alright, well, anyway, we got our 60 Dragonite. Alright, let me get into the chat here. It's the last live stream of August, by the way. We're kind of having a February. I did not do an After Dark this month. We had the birthday bash, but it wasn't the same. So I didn't really do any kind of special live stream this month except for my birthday bash. And kind of having a February right now. But summer slowdown didn't hit me too bad. I wouldn't be too mad at it if it was just August. That's fine. Just stinks to go down. You like you're going up, you're feeling good about yourself, you're doing okay, you're hitting a certain number at least every month, you're okay, you're doing okay, it's not going down, it's doing okay, and then all of a sudden you're going down. You're like, what the heck? After 6 years, it's up and down and up and down and up and down, and you can never feel good about it. It's always going back down at some point. You would think if you're doing something every day for 6 years, like let's say you're doing push-ups every day for 6 years. If you're doing 5 one day, you should be able to do 10 the next week. If you're doing 10 the next week, you should be able to do 15 the week after that. If you're doing 20, you should be able to do like 30 a couple months after that. That's not how YouTube works for some reason. It doesn't matter if you do videos every day for 6 years. It's not going to continuously go up. And I used to think it would, but I guess not. It's like a up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and it never just continuously goes up. Strange. It's hard to I don't know. Like anybody, if you're having a good time right now, just wait. Wait 6 months from now, wait a year from now, you're going to go back down. It's crazy. It's not for the faint of heart, this YouTube crap. But yeah, I did dungeon, I bought the Dragonite. Let's go do the Dread Trail. No, like, extra rewards this time. This is the low-level team I suggest. You want to hit all enemies. You got Black Manacles. Black Manacles is a good weapon. It hits all enemies. Mana cost isn't super high. You could 50% start it if you want. We got Bork. Bork's a really good troop. Mana generation, kind of like Thrall. We got Angry Mob, another mana generating troop. Does a little bit of damage. Can summon if you lose your first slot. Then we got Lasher to help out the Black Manacles. It hits 6 random enemies. It hits all the enemies, basically. We got a spell damage medal. You want to use troops that hit multiple enemies. You don't want to do single target. There's a difference between doing like Chalcedony in a scalable, hard event where it gets harder and harder and harder and harder, and you're just trying to get through it and win success rate. As compared to a world event where you have a spell damage medal that just keeps getting stronger and stronger. You want to hit all enemies with your damage dealer. You don't want to be hitting one enemy at a time. Because when you fight that very first battle, the enemies are going to be super weak. And if you're hitting one enemy at a time, you have to cast 4 times. No matter what. If you're using a weapon that hits all enemies, or a troop that hits all enemies, you cast it once, you win. You get to the next, it goes a little bit harder. You're still casting just once to win with this type of team. The other team, 4 times every time, right? Gets a little harder. You're still casting once with this team, 4 times with the other team. No matter what you do with it, no matter how hard one singular troop hits, it doesn't matter. You still have to hit. You still have to cast it 4 times. It overkills. It does not distribute to the other troops. It just overkills. And then here you go again. Overkill. Here you go again. Overkill. Here you go again. Overkill. 4 times. No matter the enemy has 1 HP or the enemy has 8,000 HP, you got to cast 4 times every single battle. So it's better to use something that hits all enemies. That way when they're easy, you're killing them all in 1 shot. When they're medium, you're probably still killing them all in 1 shot. By the time it gets hard, maybe you have to do 2 shots. Maybe you got to do 3 shots, but you're not going to ever have to do 4 shots. So that's it's different when you're doing a world event with medals and stuff. Like you're doing a really hard faction or a journey or something where it's just getting harder and harder and harder, and you just want to make sure you win. Of course, you do like a nice loopy troop that does single target damage, infinite loop, so you don't lose, so the enemy never gets a turn. Epic Trials, Chalcedony, make sure you don't lose. But when you have a spell damage medal, you're not utilizing it to its best ability if you're just hitting one enemy at a time. And that stuff has been going around ever since we started World Events. People have been trying to... It's the Chris Hound bullcrap. Even though he can loot, but he doesn't use blue. He makes blue. No, he doesn't even use blue. But you still have to cast it 4 times. Anyway, let's put on this Medal of Strife. Guess an Anu. Maybe a Nisha. I didn't collect my rewards. But let's watch this team. Let me put on an actual class that somebody would be using, like Titan. If you're going to actually use this team, you're not going to use Rune Priest. I'm just leveling a class. Let's go show that I don't have to cast the Black Manacles 4 times. I don't have to cast Lasher 4 times. Ta-da! Like, how can it be any faster than that? It can't. Any other troop that hits one enemy right there in that battle would have been slower. Chris Hound would have been slower there. You would have had to cast it 4 times. Every single time, no matter what's going on, no matter how many spell damage, no matter how many medals you got, no matter how many badges you got, no matter how many tokens you got, no matter how hard the enemy is, no matter how easy the enemy is, you got to hit it 4. You got to press that button 4 times. Doesn't matter if it loops or not. Doesn't matter anything. That's why I don't recommend that, and I don't... Just don't... Some of y'all don't know, right? But if you ever get a... And maybe you didn't. I'm not saying you did. But if you ever get a team from that channel, please don't suggest it to me. I don't like it. I usually know where it's from. Because they're usually a type of team I don't like. I know you're like, just don't bring it over here. I don't mind. Everybody else is fine. Just that one channel. I don't like their sensational bullcrap. And you don't even know sometimes, because maybe it was back in the day and then someone else picked it up and you got it from them instead of them. I don't know. It's hard to know. But I know, because I've been around for 6 years. Alright, let's do 94. Let's make sure we grab all our rewards, of course. Make sure we got everything here. Token of Strife. This is my low-level team, by the way. There's other things that'll hit harder, like Mambasira, what's-his-face, the true damage guy with the other true damage troop. That'll be 2 shots instead of 4. Mambasira's 1 shot instead of 4. And this is my low-level team. It's not even my high-level team or my mid-level team. It's my low-level team. It's definitely better than, like, Chris Hound or something. This time I might need 2 shots, but 2 shots is always going to be better than 4. Like, 1 is better than 4, 2 is better than 4, 3 is better than 4. 4 is the same as 4. As long as I'm not casting my damage dealer 5 times, it's better. You still have to get up the single target troops. You still have to cast them 4 times. You still have the same struggles. Just because I have to match mana right here, you still have to do that with the other team, too. Alright, we got Angry Mob. Alright, let's go. Let's take this. Extra turn. There's 1. 2. 2 damage dealers. 2 shots with my damage dealer. Compared to 4 shots every single time. No matter what, the enemy could be laying on his deathbed with 1 HP, and you still got to... Every single enemy could be laying on their deathbed with 1 HP, and you still have to cast 4 times with that other team. This I only have to cast once. Or maybe twice. Let's go again. Let's see. How many times will my damage dealer have to cast? Probably not 4. Ready? Man, you know, I'd still be sitting there, Chris Hound, Chris Hound, Chris Hound, Chris Hound. I'd still be sitting there. Instead, I'm moving on to the next battle. Just trying to help. There's 1. Oh, Bork. Wait, 2? Get out of here. 2 shots. Alright, let me catch up in the chat here. Just getting everything set up. Alright, we got Mike, we got Sane, we got Ali, we got Lemon. We got Dervicious. Swow Villanica. Man, I missed a lot of stuff there. Sane with the gifted, thank you so much. I'll go back to that in a second. Chad 2. NASA's here. Robert. Neophyte. A Rescue Panda. Oh, you can use it if you want to. It's still kind of cool. I'm not saying, like, you should. I'm just saying if you want to actually do better and go faster, don't... It kind of builds a bad habit. I don't like when other channels are building you bad habits. Because this is faster, that's why. This is easy to get. It's a mastery weapon. Lasher. Not super hard to get, just an ultra rare, not even an epic. You got Bork. Angry Mob. Stuff you should have. Just the Black Manacles is all you really need to do better than Chris Hound. That's it. Black Manacles. Whatever you want to use for your mana generation and your cleanup is whatever is fine. But all you need is the Black Manacles to go faster than Chris Hound. And the answer is because every single battle you have to cast Chris Hound 4 times no matter what. Anything else that hits all enemies, you're never going to have to cast it 4 times. So, Chris Hound is always slower than anything that's hitting all enemies. Now, I'm about to cast twice here. That's better than 4. Even 3 is better. Let's get up, Lasher. There we go. Two casts of our damage dealers, not 4. Alright, let's see what everybody's saying. Mike says, hey. Sane says, hey, ya. Ali says, hey, hey. Lemon said I started playing read that. You watched the video? Nice. Ali says, Cinny will make a better player of anyone. I just don't like the bad habits out there. Dervicious, the farting butt isn't live, so here I am. What up? That's funny. So you'd rather be at the farting butt? Shao says, Dungeon's crazy. Cindy, my man, good to see you live again. Yep. Every Wednesday and on the weekend. Usually Saturday, but sometimes it has to be Sunday because of cheerleading. Lemon says, please never stop posting on YouTube. I'll try. You guys, it's 50-50. I won't stop doing my half. Shua says, so I'm playing at level 1189 and I'm still struggling with Epic Trials. Please don't ever stop streaming. I'm not planning on it. Alright, let's do an actual real team. This is just a low-level team, and it was still like better than Chris Hound. So let's do an actual real team. I mean, hopefully people know, like, 4 is more than 1, 2, or 3. That's... period. That's all that needs to be said. Chris Hound is a single target, right? I think right. Let's double check. I don't want to be wrong. I've tried it before, too. I'm not just talking about it. Last time this was floating around, I tried it. Because I know he has some weird glitch where he does, like, a one-shot. But he's still... 1 shot times 4 enemies is 4. 1 times 4 is 4. He doesn't have he's not like empowered or anything, right? He's not 50% started or anything crazy, nothing like that. He makes blue gems, which he doesn't even use. So the only thing he's really doing is one-shotting. But if there's 4 enemies, you got to hit them. You got to cast it 4 times, and you're only going to have 3 of them. So then you got to get it up. Like, you have to do something to get them up. First of all, you should take all that out of the equation. All we're talking about is my damage dealer, how many times do I have to cast it, versus Chris Hound, how many times you have to cast it. Because all the getting the troop up and matching gems, and you got 3 of them, so you got to get it up again to cast it again. Like, that's with any team. So we're just talking about, like, when you cast your damage dealer, how many times, versus how many times I cast my damage dealer. I guarantee I'll bet money on it that every single time any one of my 3 teams will cast 4 times or less for sure. And then let's say it's 4 times too. Let's say my team is also 4 times. Well, early, when the enemy has 1 HP, it's going to be 1 time. A little bit later, when they have, you know, a little bit more HP, it's going to be 2 times. A little bit deeper, when they have a little bit more HP, it's going to be 3 times. Then, maybe super deep, I'll have to cast mine 4 times. And that's exactly the same. It's not less. It's not more or less. It's like we're the same now. But all those other times where I was casting 1 time, 1 time, 1 time, 2 time, 2 time, 1 time, 2 time, 1 time, 2 time, 1 time, 1 time, 1 time, 2 time, 2 time, 1 time, 3 time, you know? All those other times I was making up a lot, like a ton of time. Every single time Chris Hound is 4 times, 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 never less. 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times. Like, we understand that 4 is more than 1, 2, or 3, right? Like, it's just how numbers work. I was using Mabasira. She hits 6 random enemies. And I think I was doubling up on it. So I don't expect people to have 2 Mabasiras, but if we're utilizing everything at our disposal, got Mabasira. Then I forget what I was using for, like... I always forget my teams by the time it comes to Wednesday, somehow. What's our best mana generator? And I showed the low-level team first, like, because those are easy to get troops. If you want to say that. Like, well, it's easier to get Chris Hound. Well, it's easier to get Black Manacles. It's even easier. It's way easier to get Black Manacles than to get a random troop. To get 3 copies of a random troop, no matter what rarity it is. Black Manacles is brown and purple mastery, something they force you to do every time you level up. And you'll have it by the time you're like level 50. So Black Manacles is way easier to get than Chris Hound too. So everything about my team is better. Every single thing. Let's see. What would I use to get up? I always forget my teams by the time. Let's see. Just a mana generator that's easy to get up. Probably Bork. Probably Bork. Bork sounds like you're trying to not say a bad word. You know? I'm gonna Bork them. I'll Bork them in the butt. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it is Bork, huh? Bork them in the butt. Bork them. And if you're gonna do the Chris Hound thing, you might as well do the Chalcedony thing instead. That way you don't lose. You can loop and loop and loop. If you're gonna do single target damage over and over and over, 4+ times every single battle, you might as well do Chalcedony at that point. And then a weapon. Every single weapon's gonna use brown. So I just need some sort of mana generation. Probably just do Mountain Crusher. And then I like to do this, I think. Mabasir can catch green and purple. And then for class, I'm just leveling something, but since I'm going to show, like, my team doing less than 4 casts, I'll put it on Titan. And then we need brown for sure. And what are we not using? Red or blue? So double brown green, that's pretty good. Let's do that. Alright, now let's show the Mabasira. Which she'll cast like twice max, not 4. I'm hoping she hits hard enough to one-shot, but thanks again, Sane. Sane runs out there, rag in her back pocket, butt crack showing, trying to get that engine started on the train. Sometimes, like, no matter how hard a single troop kills a single enemy, it doesn't matter. It looks like crazy on a thumbnail, like, mega damage, you know, but it's not good. Should I get them both up? Ah, she gets up. No! Oh, I got it. Okay. Thought I pushed the wrong button. Okay, so 1 cast to my damage dealer. 2 casts to my... Not 4. 2. Chad with the 2. Speaking of 2, runs out there with Sane. He takes the rag out. He's wiping stuff down. He's pouring some oil in. Trying to get it started, baby. Livewire says, how's it going? NASA says hello. Robert says, hey. NASA says, I'm lost. You don't know what channel? Good. I'm never going to say their name because I think they're trash. Is it the channel that prefers skull damage? I like skull damage. Not during a spell damage world event, though. That would be ridiculous. But I like skull damage. Neo says, salutations, Center family members. Hope everyone has a great day. Our family suffered a heavy loss. No. You had to put down your dog? I had a bad dream about my dog. That's crazy. Dang, I'm sorry, Neo. Sorry for your loss. I had a bad dream about my puppy, and I woke up and I was like, where's that puppy? Mike says, oh wow, I got a Horde Mimic chest and it gave me 5 tokens of Nisha. That's great. Nice job. Congrats. Good morning, KF6DBS. And I already explained the Chris Hound thing. It's not bugged. It just hits really hard, like 4 times every single battle. Sana uses her Trick the AI team. Neo says, so I'm not very strong mentally today, and I might take a long break to grieve. Just wanted to come in with the toast and be social. Just because somebody feels like frog piss doesn't mean everyone has to. Hey, I'm sorry, bro. DC with the gifted. Thank you so much, bro. You get out there, you get it started, you're revving it up, you're turning on the Taylor Swift and annoying the neighbors, being a parking lot DJ. He says, howdy, Sinnycool and all you beautiful sinners, choir members, and lurkers too. Glad to be with you all. In case you haven't already done so, please do leave a like. A Rescue Panda says, I didn't even get the team from a channel. I just didn't have many units, and it seemed good. Well, you should have Black Manacles. You get it really early in the game, and it's a better choice. Like, earlier than you get Chris Hound. I mean, if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. But Chalcedony's available this week. She's, like, better. You could do Black Manacles and Chalcedony. That way Black Manacles is clearing stuff in 1 shot or 2 shots or 3 shots. If you need to mana generate, you got Chalcedony with some single target damage making a bunch of brown. I would do like Chalcedony, Black Manacles, Chalcedony, Bork or something. Like that would be better. Because then your Black Manacles could one-shot the easy stuff. And then your Chris Hound, or you can put Chris Hound on there too if you want. Do like do Chalcedony, Black Man. As long as you have Black Manacles on there, I'm fine with that. But Chris Hound makes blue. Nothing uses blue that hits all enemies. Like, it wouldn't fit into my team, really. I would do Chalcedony. Chris Hound's... I would just do Chalcedony and Black Manacles if I was going to, like, do a low-level team. But I did Lasher on my video, so... Lasher hits 6 enemies. It's low rarity. NASA says with so much content in the game right now, if you're efficient in your team building, you'll burn yourself out faster. If you aren't efficient, yeah. Chad's in charge. Allie says, I usually search for true damage. There you go. Then mana generator and make a team. Unless, like today, my brain hurts too much to think, then I wait on Cinny. Yeah, true damage to all is definitely the first thought you should have. If you can't find that, you should do just regular damage to all. I'm going to get them both up so I can cast 2 times instead of 4. Alright, ready? 1 time. Oh, we're done. It wasn't 1, 2, 3, 4. It was 1. Like, that's pretty... I shouldn't have to explain. I've already explained this before. That's why I'm kind of aggravated and irritated a little bit. Because I keeps being out there and... Like a recycled turd or something. Like you poop out the turd and you eat it and then you poop it out again. That's how it feels to me. Making the same video multiple times. Probably getting tons of views too. And people just keep watching it. That's why I call it a idiocracy. Like they're eating butter while they're watching. We've already seen this before. Where you eat the turd and then you poop it out and you eat it again. 1 time. 1 cast. I don't get how that's not better. KF6 DBS, I'm going to try for another pure faction, hoping the live stream will give me luck. Hey, good luck, good luck. Rescue says, well, my Black Manacles is not enough damage to be 4 times unless I proc the insta-death. Really? That's crazy. Black Manacles with a spell damage medal. Are you in a guild? Because I'm talking about, like, doing the event. And the event is based on the medal. And your guild should be giving you medals. And then your Black Manacles with that medal equipped should be able to hit way less than 4 times. If you don't have any medals, you might not want to even do the event. You might want to find a better guild. It's hard to do this event without the medals. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. Like, low-level players, they got to do what they got to do. So, whatever's working for you, just keep doing it. Don't let me change your mind. Just in the future, maybe. Maybe I'm talking to you in the future. Because in the future, you're going to want to use stuff that hits all enemies. But right now, I guess if you don't have, like, a lot of troops, and you're level, like, 50 or something, and you're just trying to do what you got to do, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Whatever you got to use it. I'm going to get them both up, because, just in case. We ain't cast twice. But for everybody else that has access to Black Manacles, which everybody else should, or Lasher, or Mambasira. Like, if you don't have Black Manacles and Lasher, you probably shouldn't be doing the event. Because, like, it's not, like, a good usage of time. If you're not in a good guild, you're not going to get a lot of rewards. You might as well go do, like, kingdoms. Open up all your kingdoms. Go open up all your classes. Start on the underworld. Do PvP to tier 1. There's so many other things you could be doing. The Underspire. Instead of doing an event where your guild's not going to get very far and not get a lot of rewards, you might as well just do what you can like you're doing and just move on. But yeah, that's what I would suggest. Anything that hits all enemies, because 1, 2, and 3 is always less than 4. And with the other team, 4 is every single time. 4, 4, 4, 4 every single time. If you get incidental skulls and get a kill and you only have to cast 3 times, that doesn't count. We're talking about how often you have to cast your damage dealer. Because my team could get an incidental kill with skulls too. So we're just talking about how many times do you have to cast your damage dealer. With Chris Hound, 4 times every single battle. No matter if they have 1 HP or 800 HP. With any other team that I suggested where they're hitting all the enemies, it's either 1 time or 2 times or 3 times. And even if it's 4... You still had all those times before that where you're killing everything in 1 shot or 2 shots or 3 shots where you made up a lot of time. And now you're taking exactly the same amount. It's never going to take 5 shots. You're never going to have to cast Mambasira 5 times. You're never going to have to cast Black Manacles 5 times. We're talking about, like, super deep. Maybe you have to cast 4 times. But earlier on, when you're casting once and twice, instead of doing 4 every single time and wasting time. So to use, just hit all enemies. World event, spell damage medal, hit all enemies. I mean, I say it till I'm blue in the face. Don't use skulls. Don't do single target unless it's your only option. And then Chalcedony would be my recommendation, because you could take her from the beginning all the way to as far as you want to go, and the enemy never gets a turn. You could go to the leaderboard with Chalcedony. But that's the first rant. I don't like the single target world event crap. Especially when it gets, you know, poisons tons of minds, builds bad habits just for views. All right, let's do the epic trials now, because this is another the moving the Chalcedony backwards in the team I don't like either. I like to keep her up front. I'm not as strong on this one, though. Like, if you got to move something ahead of her, that's to win, it's fine. It's just, they're going to be blocking her. Because everybody on the team uses brown, so anything you move ahead of Chalcedony is going to steal the brown. So you're going to have to, like, it's going to take a little bit longer, because you're going to have to get that troop up and then leave them up and not cast them. And then loop into your Chalcedony after that. With Chalcedony in first slot, she gets all the brown all the time. She gets the loop way easier. Just depend, like, if I die, if, like, Chalcedony dies, then I would probably move her back a slot. But she hasn't died yet. So I'm not going to do it until she dies. So at this, don't do it. Don't do it until she dies or you lose. Don't do it, like, automatically. Like, I'm going to do this without even trying. Don't do that. Don't do it until you lose. Or you lose Chalcedony or something. Don't do it right away. You're not going to need to right away. The rest of this team doesn't even really matter. Chernabog makes a dust storm. That's nice. Everything else, I wish I could take them off the team. Well, not really, because they're constructs. So I want that gem spawn. They're all constructs. And then you're not, like, wanting to sacrifice something, because you have less constructs. Then Chalcedony won't do as much gem spawn. So we're not, like, trying to sacrifice something like we do in other epic trials. We want all 4. We want to loop. We don't want to give the enemy a team. Or a turn. But let me change my medals, first of all. You gotta do what you gotta do once again. Like, if you only have Chris Hound, you gotta use Chris Hound. If you're losing your Chalcedony and losing in the epic trials, then you gotta move something ahead of her. You gotta do what you gotta do. I understand. But don't start out doing that. Like, start out with the better thing. Okay. Now, let's watch me lose my Chalcedony, because I'm talking a lot of crap. But I never lost my Huntmaster Arboreus in Journey. But I also only went to like 11,000 or 10,000 miles or something. I didn't go like to 30, 40, 50,000. So the main goal is to loop, right? Chalcedony uses brown, she makes brown. If we put anything in front of her, they're going to take the brown, you're not going to loop. Especially if you're casting it. Let's take the red off. Take the red off. Taking yellow early, we want to leave brown up there, we don't want to take brown. If possible. We're going to have to take it, but early, try to take yellow. Alright, here we go. Didn't loop there. Remember, under 13, it's possible. 14 and up, you'll always loop. Let's do this. Take the brown. Got 13, that's borderline. I'm gonna try it. Got it. 22 is fine. 10 is not enough. So we want to look at our board. And I'm just going to have to go for it, I think. See, we missed. Still fine, though. 17's good. 15's fine. 21's great. 13's borderline. 17's good. 20. 12. 18. And remember, this doesn't matter like how many stats you got or anything. Here we go. Look, I just saw this out of the corner of my eye. If I take this blue off, I'm going to have more brown. So instead of 12, maybe I'll have 13 or 14. Now I got 15. It's like a guaranteed loop instead of a borderline. Take the yellow out of here. Look, I got more brown, I think, maybe. Got 14, now that's a guarantee. 14. Tell you, it's 13 and under is what you gotta panic a little. You gotta be worried, but anything 14 and up, you're good to go. I learned that with Sycorax. 14's fine. And even at this point, if I lose Chalcedony, I'm still going to win. Because we're already this deep. So I feel like keeping her in first slot is fine. At this point. Like, the point is already proven whether she dies or not, because we already won. Who cares how long it takes? It's epic trials. It's not supposed to be easy. Of course they summon. I'm just gonna like push the button now. We only got one enemy. I'm not worried. Not even gonna look at the number. I mean, you know, how many turns did they get? Like a couple at the beginning? Bang. Bang. Alright, here we go with the... It's one of the easiest ones ever, too. The Todd one that we had was easy. Chalcedony's easy. The Captain McCall one was really easy. Bork in a butt. Good luck, KF6DBS. Let's go. Cadfail TV is here. Chalcedony and 2 Chris Hound. Okay. That's good. Whatever's working for you. I just gotta, like, speak to the majority. Bork is like the sound a chicken makes when butt kicked. I know. Bork. I'm gonna bork it. Hey, Ebony's here. Miss you too. Tyrion. Lurkin. You don't have Mambasira? I like the true damage guy with the Grim Feather. I think that was my mid-level team. That you'll have to cast twice, but 2 is always better than 4. 3 is better than 4. 4 is the same as 4, and you'll wipe stuff out early. Like I was saying, it applies. Same thing applies to my mid-level team. The true damage guy that does hits 3 enemies, and then Grim Feather, who does true damage to the first 2 enemies. 2 is always going to be better than 4. 3 is better than 4. 4 is the same as 4. You're never gonna have to cast 5 times. So you'll make up ground early, and you'll stay the same late at worst. It'll never be slower, at least. You know what I mean? Oh, they hit me with skulls right away, trying to make me mad. Take the green away. 15's fine. 14's good. 22. This has nothing to do with stats, by the way. Nothing at all. She will create the same amount of brown, no matter if you have 1 magic or 80 million magic. It's based on how many constructs are in your team, and like they give you the constructs for free. Now, this has nothing to do with what level I am, or how long I've been playing, or how my stats are. It has nothing to do with it. Your Chalcedony will make as much brown as mine. And once you get rolling, it doesn't matter like how long it takes. Man down! 10. So you gotta kind of like take a little peek. Just make sure you can't take something off of here. So this is we might miss. Nope. Back into it, baby. 14's fine. 14 and up. I guess I don't mind the Chris Hound thing. I just don't like it as like a main idea or main team. And as long as you don't make it a habit. If it's all you got, it's all you got. But I still don't get not having Black Manacles 1-shot, or 2-shot, or 3-shot, or 4-shot. Because any time, if you can kill in 4 shots with Black Manacles, same thing. And it will clear in 1 shot, the early stuff, so it's faster. Let's see. Should I do Chernobog, maybe? 12. See how unnecessary it is to move your Chalcedony down? You don't really need to. I wouldn't jump to conclusions, like do it immediately. Make sure you lose your Chalcedony or you lose a battle before you automatically move it. For no reason. She's still there. She didn't die. We win. There was no reason. That's like being overcautious for nothing. That was the highest level, the hardest it gets. She didn't die. She wasn't even close to dying. As long as you're looping, the enemy can't kill you. The enemy doesn't get a turn. So that's the other, like, piece of information I didn't like that's out there. So automatically jump into Chris Sound just because mega damage, one target, single target. Don't. Moving Chalcedony down before you actually lose or die, don't do that either. Like, at least try it with her on top. That's where she should always be. Those loopers should always be in first slot. Unless you're using like a weapon that doesn't block them at all, and you want to put your hero up there, that's cool. But they can't have any of the same mana colors. Because looping troops are usually in first slot. Well, you know, like Forest Troll, but Forest Troll makes like a ton of green, so he's fine in first slot. Because he can keep you looping. If it's not going to help you loop whatever you have in first slot, then it shouldn't be there. Because loopy teams, the whole idea is to loop. So you should make your whole strategy, your team, the way you build your team, the way you cast your spells, the way you move gems on the board, it should all be based on looping. You shouldn't be thinking like, I might die, I might lose my troop. Well, if you're looping, the enemy will never have a chance to kill you. If you're doing it correctly. Just like you just saw, like, literally on screen. Alright, so, the Dread Trail we did, we talked about how Chris Hound sucks. Epic Trials we did, we talked about how Chalcedony should be in first slot. And showed both of them, proved it with both of them. And now, Underspire. Barely done any of this. I did like 3 battles. Which way should I go? I'm not good at choosing, but I don't really care because I'm doing it for free. I'm just getting to the second boss, so I could pick all the wrong moves, and it doesn't really matter. Chalcedony up top once again, of course. Obsidiaxis early to one-shot. Make it a little faster. Alright, I gotta catch up in the chat, though. I'm, like, way behind. Glorfindel's been a member for 19 months. A freaking puppet master. Sorry I'm late. Insert your excuses here. You were pooping. Robert says Bork is like the sound High King Irongut makes after he devours a mech. Yeah, Mabasira is not good, Allie, so not having it is fine. That just means you didn't waste diamonds on it or event keys, which is good. She's not great. She's just like the best option for this week. Sometimes that will happen. An average mythic will be the best option. Especially when you have a spell damage medal increasing your magic by 160% and then times 2 is 320%. You gotta use something that hits all enemies because you're taking advantage of that medal to the fullest. Instead of overkilling one enemy, you're using the most of that medal as you can. 160% spell damage. 320% spell damage. Overkilling one troop is not the way to go. You want to spread it out, use all that extra percentage, and save yourself time. Glorfindel gifted a membership. He runs out there. The train is now moving. He's shoveling in the coal. So we are good to go. We're moving along. Sane is the engineer. Chad is the conductor. DC's the big bicep bodyguard. Glorfindel shoveling that coal. Mike says, Cinny, how is Tourmaline? It's okay. Like, I used to call it Turtling. I don't like it too much. But, it's, like, above average. Nothing you're gonna, like, celebrate, but it's not terrible. It's kind of like Mabasira. Hits all enemies. It makes, it has a nice little, third trait, which is kind of fun to use sometimes. It's not like your first choice. If you have your choice of all the mythics, it's not a top 20. It's not a top 25. Crowseed says, yay, caught the stream. I'm running Bork, Mambasira, and Void Portal. I approve. Good job. I've seen a lot of good teams in the comments, too. It's just the one team that kind of irritated me. That's it. I've seen a bunch of other teams that as long as you're hitting multiple enemies with spell damage, I approve. Even if it's just 3 or 2, that's way better. One enemy, overkilling one enemy is not the way to go. A Rescue Panda. I have 1 medal, but my Black Manacles only does 12 damage? Wow, why? Do you have Nisha medals and, like, magic stat? Sand Runner, yeah, that hits, like, a bunch of enemies. And it starts with 75% mana. That's way better. Ulf Harrigan, Grimfeather, yep, that was my mid-level. True damage, multiple enemies. Grimfeather can loop into itself if it gets a kill. Robert says, Mountain Crusher, Chalcedony, Stone Viper, I love it. I mean, I like it better than the other one. It's okay. You'll loop and you'll win and you'll never lose, which sometimes is what you need. I had to catch myself there because Chalcedony's still single target damage, but I like it better than the other one. Glorfindel says, I just got rid of my visitors, Al Bundy style. Had all day to come, but chose an hour ago. Do it for the views, baby! KF6 says, Chalcedony in first slot makes this an easy epic trial. I know, I just showed it. She didn't get barely touched. The Vault event's coming up, says Mike. Yep. Robert says, yeah, I'm already grinding Explore 1s for verses like crazy. Tyrion says, Vault, Vault, Vault. Gnomes will appear more often. Yep. Glorf says, yeah, Tyrion, but guess who is working all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? No! Beg, yeah, that's definitely a strategy. Just do one of them. Get that copy. Livewire says, sweep the leg! Karate Kid. Thank you so much for the 5, Livewire. You're protecting Glorfindel's back. Those hillbillies and those zombies. Bandits. Bandit kicker. Chad says, that would be normal to me too, Glorfindel, but I have off Friday. Robert says, I know, but I'm also mining trait stones. It doesn't hurt to have a head start. Yeah, it's not bad. Like the week of the week of the vault, I don't mind it. It's nipples or stars? What? Yeah, it sucks if you gotta work all weekend. You took Friday off for the last 6 years. I've had a job that gives weekends off for the first time in my life, so loving weekends off. That's awesome. Yeah, it would suck to have to work on the weekends. How do I celebrate the first super chat from Livewire? Hey, thank you, dude. That's your first one? Easiest epic trial? Yep. It's got to be up there. It's top 3 for sure. Forest Troll and Tangles also? Yep. Saved your butt. Bork your butt. Bork 'em. 4 Chris... Is the 4 Chris Turtles mega damage, Beg for Mercy? Sane with the gifted. Thank you. Went to Jim Hambrick. Brian says, been working midnight and weekends Friday through Tuesday. Always surprised I make live streams. Tyrion, my Underspire was amazing last week. Best week ever. Wow, 95 rooms. That's good, dude. Anything under 100 is pretty good. All right, let's get to work here. Yellow. Chalcedony. Yellow again. Let's not take our brown off. There we go. You'll get the loot. Oh, actually, I don't need to. I can do this. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting I have the dragon. Like, you do epic trials, and you do, like... You forget that you're doing Underspire, you know? I probably still have my medal on, too. No? Okay. I'm probably using Geomancer, though, so... Don't need that Anu. Maybe. Anyway. If I change, like, one person's mind out there, I call that a victory. If I change one person from doing Stinky Chris Hound to, like, Black Manacles, I'll be happy. Alright. Let's get up Chalcedony. This is Underspire, whole different story. I'm trying to do this. Like, get up the dragon. Maybe I shouldn't even block it with my weapon. I just started this, so I might do this for the early. Later on, I'm going to switch to Chalcedony. Like the traditional Chalcedony team. This is just for early. Rainman says, we just had our Vault weekend last week. We have no upcoming weekend event, supposedly. They probably won't even notice on Switch, says Tyrion. Yeah, we have a Vault event like every 4 or 5 weeks now. It's nice. Remember when they used to say there's like no schedule and they were just doing whatever they wanted, and now all of a sudden there's a schedule and a calendar and stuff? They like realized how bull crap that was. We were all like saying, you know, there used to be a schedule. We used to have this event and then this event and then this event, and there was a rotation. Just like the Soul Forge with the mythics and the pool and the cycle. Just like the kingdoms, where you don't do back-to-back like Darkstone. You do this kingdom, and then this kingdom, and then the next kingdom, until you go through all the kingdoms. Just like the events. Just like the mythics. Just like everything in this game. But they were trying to like gaslight us and tell us, nuh-uh, that's not how it works. There wasn't supposed to be a Vault event in January. There was not. What are you talking about? And now all of a sudden there's a calendar. And they act like they never said that. They go back and forth, back and forth. We need to call more people out for their bullcrap in Gems of War community. For some reason, some people, like the devs don't get a pass. Like they call them out on the forums and stuff. I wonder why other people get a pass, though, for all their bullcrap. Some people don't give them a pass. I've heard, like, dishonest is the word I've heard. You never hear anybody calling me that. Chalcedony. I don't mean to do this every single video. It was the Chris Hound thing that got me started, so I need to quit. Doesn't help anything. It's just like girlfriend cheating on you. You can't say nothing. You just gotta let them do it. Not let them do it, but, you know, you can't say anything to make them stop, so you gotta just get out of there, I guess. Try to tell myself that. I can't say anything to make anybody stop. They're just gonna keep doing it. Even if I show you on the screen how stupid it is with evidence and proof, still doesn't matter. I just need to shut up and let people steal from me. Shut up and take it. Shut up and bork it. I could probably... Oh. I like the people like, I like that, like, you know, Genki is a female perspective. She doesn't totally do exactly the same thing as me. She tries her own stuff. I like Crisp. Crisp does his own thing. He, like, tries his own things. He's live streaming mostly. He's... You know, Tacet live streams every single day. He doesn't do pre-records every day. None of those people, like, one-to-one copied what someone else was doing. Which I appreciate. Did I double the loot? No, I didn't. I was too busy being an idiot. Oh well, I could double the second loot. I won't be too horrible. Too busy being stupid. Alright, I gotta find the door now. I was gonna make a video, like, just shouting out all the other channels except for that one channel. Because I'm not a hater. Like, I'm not a hater. You can't, like somebody that stole from you to get on, and then nobody realizes it a year later. Nobody cares anymore. I still care, though. If somebody stole from you, you would still care. Doesn't affect you, though, so you don't care. And nobody cares anymore because it's like a year or two later. You get momentum by stealing, and then no one cares a year or two later, especially like new players who don't even know. I like that we have more vault events. It's awesome. Tyrion says, should see something in news tomorrow. Hopefully someone addressed on the forums. Yeah, for Switch. I noticed that when I was doing the spoilers. Like, they don't have anything for the weekend. I'm like, what are they? You got a new mythic, I guess. Technically, that's probably what they'll say. You got a new mythic. Just enjoy it. Yeah. That's your event. You got a new mythic. Robert says, can you play on the same account, multiple devices? Maybe you could take advantage on both vault events. Can you play on the same account, multiple devices? I don't know. Glorf says, yeah, I saw it, dude. I love that. I had a similar idea, but I think you fleshed it out. Yeah, I might do that tomorrow, dude. If I don't come up with anything else, I might do your team tomorrow for the video. The extra video you guys got for winning last week. Dang, freaking dead ends. Livewire says they need to give us more vault events because they're breaking our gem stacks with all this extra stuff in the game now. For sure, you got to kind of choose what you're doing. Can't do it all. Unless you're a in-game player and that's... You've been waiting. Why do I need all these gems? What am I going to use them on? They kind of... You could play everything if you're like in game with 30,000 gems. But most people have 5 to 10,000. You can't do everything. You kind of got to choose. One thing like I'm doing is getting Diamantina. I can knock that off the list. Then I don't have to buy in the dungeon anymore. Like Underspire is going to be there forever. You like kind of have to do it all the time. You can't, like, end that until you get all the mythics fully elited. And, like, all the legendaries, too, like, fully elited. You're never going to be done with the Underspire. So find something you can, like, finish and do that first. Which I feel like is Diamantina. You'll eventually get Diamantina if you don't have it. And you'll eventually be done sinking gems into that. Underspire, you're never going to be done with, and it's always going to be there. So... if you're choosing to sink gems into the Underspire instead of the dungeon, instead of Diamantina, it's never going to end, so you're never going to, like, switch to Diamantina. You're never going to catch up with your gems. Unless you, like, go harder on Tribute and Vault events, you could try. But I feel like I'd rather do the thing where it's going to end, and then I can mark it off the list. And now I can go spend those gems I was spending. I could take those and now spend them on the Underspire. By that time, they're probably going to put something else in the game, too, and I'll have to still decide. Yeah, I like that team, though, Glorfindel. Livewire says they need to give us more vault events because, yeah. Monthly event. Looks like it. The vault event. Tyrion, I said that so long ago, and I think I created a monster, dude, because... You know he used to watch me. They all used to watch me. I would too. I used to watch Tacet. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But you don't see me doing live streams at 8 o'clock every single night, do you? Like I did my own thing. If I was doing live streams every night at 8 p.m., then you could call me a copycat. I never did that, and I make an effort to not, like, counter-program him. I have respect for my elders. He was on here before me. I'm not gonna ever try to take away from him. I'm never gonna watch his videos and straight up copy it. I'm never gonna do a live stream at the exact same time as him. I even go and look for other, like before I put out that glitch video with the journey thing, I went and looked at every single other channel to make sure they hadn't done it yet. I'm like, let them have it. Like if they had already done it, like I know most people watch the other guy too. You at least watch either Tacet or the other guy. So if there was already a video out on that journey glitch, I wasn't even going to make one. Like, let them have it. Sometimes you just got to let people have stuff. That's not always the same. Like, not everybody thinks that way. I'm never going to counter-program Tacet. I'm never going to, like, if somebody already made a video like that, where it's something like that, where it's, hey, this journey has a glitch right now. It's like a 5-minute video where I can't really add anything to it. I can just tell you the same information. I went and looked. And nobody had one yet. So I made my video. And then guess what? 30 minutes to an hour later. Which is fine. That's news. It's a glitch. It's news. But come on, man. You don't give the same, like... Don't reciprocate the energy that I put out. Like, let me have it, dude. Let me have it. Everybody, we have the same people. You couldn't let me have one thing that I did first? You didn't go look first? That's selfish. Selfish and dishonest and a stealer. That's cool. I know people like dishonest people that steal. Somebody goes to jail or prison or something, you know, they get more credit. And then everybody, like, gets more... Like, if I went to prison or something because I murdered somebody, like, I'd probably get more views. 'Cause that's how people are. Yeah, I was robbed. Dishonestly. Tyrion's gonna stream and copy all of y'all. Dude, I said that so long ago. I was like, somebody needs to just straight up copy, and then it happened. But I thought it was gonna be like a... Like I told Kimmy 500, I'm like, somebody's just gonna just copy everybody else one day. And it's gonna be a girl. I thought it was gonna be a girl. 'Cause you know how it goes on the internet. You just need to be a girl, and you can get more views, kind of. And it's not because you're a girl. It's because all the guys are like, you know, hot tub streams and all that. And you would be something different. It would be a change of pace. I thought it was going to be like... I was trying to tell somebody, like, you should do that. You might as well... And then do your own thing, eventually. And then somebody else did it. Like, they probably heard me saying it. Because that was like 3 years ago. Rainman says, break time over, sadly. Have an awesome and productive day. You guys, too. Neighbor's dog is constantly borking. My dog was constantly borking last night. I don't know what was wrong with him. I checked on him like 4 times. Like, there's nothing there. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for alerting me to nothing. But until something new happens, please don't bark again. Be a good boy. Don't bark about the same thing over and over and over, please. Like, I already know. You told me. You told me about the thing, Harvey. Harvey, you told me about the thing already. I know. I'm down here. I'm telling you. I'm looking. I'm looking where you're looking. I'm sniffing where you're sniffing. You already told me. Now, let's be quiet until something new happens. If something new happens, then go ahead and bark. But if you're going to be telling me about the same thing all night, I don't need to know. I already know. You can stop. I already know about the kids outside playing like 5 houses down. I already know that. You don't have to tell me again. I was borked. Tyrion says it says nothing because it's arena. So nothing. Tyrion says, PC and mobile can cross-play if that's what you mean. With one account, you need a separate account for each platform. Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. They cannot play cross... Yeah. I was wondering if that's what she was asking. Tyrion got it. Glorf says, I enjoy watching Mr. T after the event with my morning coffee. He has a different style of play. Yeah, me too. That's the OG. He was around before anybody. If anybody should be mad, it's him. But he doesn't get mad. That's what's cool about him. I'm different than him because I do get mad and I do say crazy stuff and I do rant and rave. So he doesn't do that. He's like the encyclopedia of Gems of War. He knows more than me, and he's calmer than me. I'll definitely, like, I know a couple more things. I know something, like, I know a couple things he doesn't know, like, new things. But, like, overall, he probably knows more than me about this game, and I don't mind saying it. Like, for some reason, he's not doing the Tesla thing with the bounty. For some reason, he wasn't doing the glitch with the journey. It's like new stuff. He doesn't pay attention. It's like he knows everything, but then when something new pops up, it takes him a minute to... But overall, he probably knows more than me. But if you want to see new stuff, though... Bring the dad bod. You give others a view here and there. Yeah, I never want to tell anybody not. I'll never say like don't watch somebody. Sometimes I have to correct information that I don't like. I'm down to torches already. Poo. All right, what should we do now? And don't bring that stuff over here because I hate the person. And that doesn't mean anything. Like, you can love them and I can hate them. We can still exist together. We can still be friends. That happened back in the day all the time for me. I like the guy down the street, you're my buddy, and now they're best friends. I don't like him, but we're still friends. We still hang out. Doesn't mean anything. Just because you are friends with this guy that I don't like, I don't care. I can't control you. Sometimes I'm not around. Sometimes you can go hang out with the kid with the boogers hanging out of his nose. Smells funny. Like, that's fine with me. I don't care. I'm not around. I don't have to hang out with them. Whenever that guy, when the booger guy with the smell funny guy, when he's not around, we can hang out like we always used to. And when I'm not around, you can hang out with the booger nose smell bad guy. And I'm not around, so it don't matter. It's just like the booger nose smell bad guy like stole something from my house, and then he's like pretending like it's his, and then nobody cares anymore after a year or two. So I'll tell you that, but you won't. For some reason, nobody cares. Was he barking or borking? Dog barking actually caught and scared off an intruder. That's why dogs are cool. Sometimes they bark and they annoy you because they like keep barking, but one day they're gonna get something. One day somebody's gonna come to your house and be looking in your somebody's gonna be thinking about it, but then they'll see a dog and they'll hear a dog and they'll just move on to the next one because that's too hard. That's what a dog is for. A dog is like an intruder deterrent. Even if they're not scared of dogs, it's like just noise and it's like an extra thing, and they're gonna go to the other house with no dog. That's what's cool about having a dog. It's just like an extra deterrent to anybody coming in your house. And a big dog, that'll scare them too. Like, you can have any dog though, like a tiny dog that just barks. It's a little alarm. They bark when somebody hits the door. They bark when somebody's outside making noise. They'll bark when somebody comes in the door. It's your little tiny alarm. It's like your heads up to grab your weapons and come running. He says, you and Chris crack me up getting hot and ranting. Yeah, I like him. He's cool. I like everybody, except for one person. And even somebody I didn't like, I like now. Like, I come around sometimes. It's just she never stole from me. Let's just do this, I guess. It's the thing of the day. I'm leveling Rune Priest now. Check it out. You guys remember War Priest? How I was leveling that up? Well, I finally did it. I got it to 100 finally. So now I'm here. I'm not going to do this, but at least I got there. Now I'm doing Rune Priest. What is Rune Priest? Here it is. Trying to get this to power level 20, which is an actual soft cap that'll give me stats. So that's the one I'm working on, because I know it's going to get me to my something I actually want the fastest. So that's why I chose Rune Priest. I look at all of them, and I choose the one that's going to get me to the stat fastest. So now I'm equipping freaking Rune Priest on everything I do. Usually, unless I'm like showing it for a video. When I'm not making a video, I equip Rune Priest and level it. Yeah, the Ironhawk thing, I saw a couple of YouTubers that didn't know like what the hubbub was about back when it came out. I can't remember, like, if Tacet might have got that first, though. I can't remember. I don't want to take credit for it if I didn't. It might have been a comment. I don't know. It's probably Tacet, if I had to think. Tacet probably showed it first. One of his people watched him and told me, and then I, you know. But that's like a thing everybody needs to know. The best troop in the entire game. That's worth saying twice or 3 times or 4 times or 5 times. I don't know if he made a video specifically. Like, I might have been the first one to make a video, like a pre-recorded standalone video. I remember when people were casting, like, thinking it was his spell and, like, trying to build teams around his spell. And I would go and let them know, like, hey, you know, it's the 3rd trait. You should check out the 3rd trait. Try it in Explore 1. You got guard cats? Do they meow? Meow! Somebody's here. No problem, Mike. It's pretty easy. Just do Chalcedony over and over and over. The only little intricacy is if you have like 13 or less brown, you might want to look at your board and see if you can take anything off of there with an extra turn, like red, yellow, or yeah, yellow, anything but brown. You don't want to take brown extra turns if you can. So you want to leave as much brown on the board as possible. All right, I need yellow, green, and brown, or skulls. I should try Glorfindel's team here. Glorf says, I have another team in progress for giggles only, or Airy, Nightwing, Nightwing. Dude, I always think about Nightwing for some reason. It makes the purple and yellow. It's that horse. I think one time on a video I did a Nightwing team. It's pretty good if you put multiples and you cast, like, you can kind of loop. It's like a low-level semi-looper. I was just thinking about Nightwing the other day. I think I was making the faction video or something. I was like, I should make a Nightwing video, or a team. Because I was trying to make teams that weren't the meta, remember? But I just didn't do it. Get him! There we go. Tyrion says, no, you found out from another source. I saw your thing on it. I told him on live stream. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just can't remember, and I don't want to take credit if I can't remember. Yeah, there you go. No meows, they are sneaky. We have motion sensors all around the property. That's awesome. I want to get some of that. I mean, I already have them. Don't test me. I got the dogs. Drager's here. Robert says, I follow a few other YouTubers, but I learned probably 80% of what I know from you. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. It's the relationship we have, you know? I try to help you out with the game, and you give me views and likes and comments. Helps me get out to more people. And it's like a snowball thing. Then more people get helped, and then they can come leave a like or a comment, which helps me. It gets out to more people, and then more people get helped. So you watching and giving a like and commenting is actually helping other people other than me. If you ever get sick and tired of me and all my nonsense, at least know that you're helping other people too. They might find a video that I made 3 years ago that helps them out, or... Dr. Mop Sister's here! What up, Woofy? What up, Woofy? Good boy. Get some bacon. Belly rub. Blorf says, hey, Drager, enjoy your membership. Welcome back to the choir. Yeah, there are some mistakes you can make, like mastery and... buying stuff you don't need to buy. Concentrating on things you don't need to concentrate on. Not getting in a guild. This team bogs down sometimes, but it's fun. Alright, we need yellow to skull, we need blue to brown, we need... Okay, we'll just do this. And let's just do this. Sweet. It's like the one skull team in the game that doesn't need alignment. Like, it works better if you have alignment. But you don't need, like, an extra turn all the time when you cast. Because the Cataclysm, when you match skulls, you get, like, 2 explosions. This is like the team if you hate, like, skull conversion teams where you have to, like, stare at the board and make sure, do I got red to yellow, do I got green to yellow? Or do I got red to skull, do I got green to yellow, do I got purple to red, do I got brown to skull? You gotta, like, look at it, and this one you just have to, like, kind of glance, like, oh, as long as I got something, I'm good. You still get the fun of doing the skull thing, but you don't have to, like, think as much. Early on, the glaive can wipe stuff in one shot. Hey, what up, Garth? How's it going, man? So much has changed in this game. What are those pirate heads for? Those are booty gems, probably, right? That's a heroic gem. Those got introduced when with the campaigns, with the So we've had a bunch of those, like the lycanthropy gem, the potion one, the elemental star, the uber doom skull, the web gem, the curse gem, the fairy fire gem. Now that's a booty gem. It's like one of those. So every time you explode it or destroy it, you get some gold. Which didn't turn out to be as cool as everybody thought it would be. Like, when it was coming, before it came out and everything, people were like trying to... I guess they were thinking we were going to use all these gold teams again. I haven't really seen it. I mean, maybe I'm in the loop, and I haven't really seen it. Like, I read the forum, I watch other people. I got all you guys to keep me in the loop. Discord, comments. We do 2 live streams a week. So there was some crazy gold team out there. I'm sure I would have heard about it by now. But yeah, this is just like it gives you a little bit of gold. if you explode it or destroy it. And it never really turned out to be anything game-changing. Glorf says, open some vault keys. Oh, I gotta do that. I got this done, so... I gotta open vault keys. That was the other thing I was gonna do, I forgot. I still got 100 left. I did 50 yesterday. I was gonna do 50 today and 50 tomorrow, and then have 0. Because like I've already said, if you have 0 vault keys going into a vault event, I promise you, you'll get more vault keys during the vault event, because you'll feel like you need to. If you go into a vault event with 500 vault keys, you're not going to feel like you need to get some. You're going to get like 100 or 200 and be done with it. Because I already got 500. How am I... It's going to take forever to open 500. I got 100, 200, I got 700 now. Like, that's going to take a while to open. We got a vault event every month now. Like, somebody's going to feel like that. Maybe not you. The best way to go about it is to just open all of them before the vault event comes around. You can go get them all back. Plus, you get all the loot that's in them. It's not like you're, you get all the loot, too. You're opening all your vault keys, getting all the loot. And then you get to go get more. You can replace them. If you go into a vault event with 500 vault keys, I promise you, you're not going to... Unless, you know, not everybody, but I just feel like in general... That's how I feel. I can only tell you how I feel. If I go into a vault event with like 300 or 400 vault keys, I feel like 100 or 200 is enough. And I can only tell you all how I feel. And I'm sure other people feel like that too, you know? Not everybody. But what's the harm in opening all of them right before a vault event? You're going to get more. It might make you go harder. You won't go less hard. That's for sure. It's like mental gymnastics. Not having vault keys is like, oh man, I need to get some more. It's the best thing in the game. I don't have any. I opened all of them and I only got this many gems. I need more gems. I only got this many orbs. I didn't get the troop I wanted. Luckily, the vault's right around the corner. With it happening so often, there's like no reason to save them. I mean, sometimes like a tarot card that you didn't buy the campaign and the tarot card's not in the drop table yet. Like there are reasons to save vault keys, but with them happening so often, all of a sudden, you'd probably be fine just to open them all. That way you have gems to do all the things. There's a million things that take gems now, and the best way to get gems is vault keys. I don't see any reason to save them anymore. Like, there used to be for certain troops. But I always end up getting, like, I have every troop in the game for free. And that's not a flex. It's just, like, everybody can do that. No matter who you are, you can get all troops. There's no, like... You have to buy this, or you have to buy that. You don't have to. Just makes it faster. Once I get Diamantina, I might be ready to go after that Horde Mimic Mythic. I'll probably make a video. Once I get Diamantina, I'll probably make a video like how to get Diamantina for free. Be free to play, you know. Gotta clickbait a little bit sometimes. Just don't completely lie. I don't know why I took green there. There's like an art to clickbaiting where you don't want to like irritate people, and you don't want to lie. It's got to be like a little like that. Like how to get Diamantina for free. That's not a lie. I got it for free. I didn't pay anything. I didn't pay any real money for it. That's like the type of clickbait I would do. Or like what I do on the worst ever, like the Soul Forge is the worst ever this week. But you don't say worst ever Soul Forge. You gotta get the clicks. So you don't say, you gotta like, just put worst ever. Don't put worst ever Soul Forge. You just put worst ever. And then they want to see what is it? What's the worst ever? That's one thing that the guy taught me. He came in clickbaiting super hard, and I learned. That's the one thing I'll take away from it, that I actually learned from that guy. And it's probably annoying to most people, because that can get annoying. I pretty much learned to clickbait from the stealing robbing guy. Like, I gotta, if you can't beat them, join them, you know? If the booger's in his nose, stinky kid down the street is gonna clickbait, I guess I gotta do it too. I'll just do it with a little bit more class. But that's where that came from, by the way. If you don't like it, came from your best bud. Dr. Mop said I made a mistake. I made 8 Nomapaloozas in one go. Oh no. I've never done that, but I could, that's definitely something that could happen. Yeah, you should always do one at a time. I think even if you think you have to, even if you think you have the time to do more than one, you should still just do them one at a time. If I was 100% sure that I had a straight hour to play the game, I would still do them one at a time. You just never know what's going to happen. Some random person could knock on your door. You can win the Publishers Clearinghouse. Could be Ed McMahon at your door. You didn't invite him. You didn't know he was coming. You thought you had a whole hour to yourself with no interruption. But here comes Ed McMahon with a giant check. It's not something you could have predicted. That's who it was, right? Ed McMahon? I can't remember. I think that's who it was. You never know what's going to happen in them. You have to, like, a mean dump could come on real quick. You could go prepare. Go to the bathroom before you do the 4 in a row. But you forgot that you ate beans the night before. All of a sudden, at the 39-minute mark, your stomach starts rumbling. You start squeezing your cheeks together. Pushing your butt down on the chair as hard as you can. And you can't do it. You can't do it. Now you wasted a Nomapalooza. You got to run in there and just fire it off as fast as you can. And hope that you only takes a couple minutes. You'll just have to wipe afterwards, you know? Can't waste time wiping when you got to play your Nomapalooza. The music's playing. You little soundtrack to your bathroom time. They're in here screaming and playing air guitar, and you're in there screaming and trying to hurry up. Don't wipe because you got to hurry. You can go wipe after. You might have like 11 minutes left or something. Yeah, I definitely would never recommend doing more than one Nomapalooza. You never know what's going to happen. Could be something fun and amazing, or it could be something not so good. You could do 10 in a row with no interruption, and you know as soon as you do more than one, you're going to have an interruption. It's just the way the world is. I made a mistake earlier in this video. I did a torch on the stupid first boss when I meant to do a lantern, so everybody makes mistakes. Now I got a lantern the second boss, and if I forget because I never do it, then I'm screwed. So I'm probably not going to make it to the fourth boss. I already screwed up today. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. KF6 says, well, that was the worst luck in the black heart that I've ever had. Oh, no. What was you doing? Oh, the, pure faction thing? Oh, yeah, I forgot Tyrion did like 1 billion in a row. Drager said I did 50 Paloozas last time, but my verses went under, so I'll have to do more verses and less Paloozas next time. Yeah, I never have enough. I don't know how people have so many. I never have more than a couple when I go into a vault event. I wish I did. Like, how do you guys have so many? Do you, like, literally sit there and grind them, like, during the vault event? Or do you grind them outside the vault event? So I always have, like, 2. If I'm lucky, I have, like, 4 or 5. I use them all. I use them all. I mean, I guess I could do a vault event where I don't use them, but it feels weird. I guess I need some advice on how you guys have so many verses, because I never have time to, like, grind Explore 1 just for verses. I never have... During the vault event, I'm running Nomapaloozas. If I have them, I don't save them. And then, like, in between, I'll run a Nomapalooza, right? For 15 minutes. And then I'll do Explore 1 until I get that verse again. And then when I get that verse again, I run the Nomapalooza. And then when I'm done with that one, I go and I do Explore 1 until I get that verse again, then I run that Nomapalooza. Like, I never go into a vault event with more than, like, 3 or 4 or 5 Nomapaloozas. Most, like, right now I have, like, 2. Explore, like, if I was running Explore 1 outside of the vault, at least you get merchants and angels now. I just don't feel like it's a... I don't know. I guess if you're coming into a vault event with 30 Nomapaloozas because you did Explore 1, that's a good thing. I can't turn my nose at that. There's always so much other crap to do, though. I never have time. What do we need? Green. We don't have anything. This is the one time our Wrath can't do anything. So, I'm just going to take purple. Once again, weird board. Nothing going on. Oh, here we go. And there we go. Tyrion says the only thing this campaign did to help gold farming is Slug Hoarder. Booty gems are straight booty thus far. Yeah, I forgot about Slug Hoarder. That's right. 2-time Cedric teams with the Slug Hoarder get a slight gold buff. Great for my autoplay team. Hey, that's a good idea. Did I get a forging? I gotta do that Nightwing team. I keep forgetting. Tyrion says Cedric, Egg Thief, or Hero with Bronze Luck Pistol. Any hero class can work, but one with light fingers works the best. That's another thing, like all the gold farming videos or soul farming. Like, I know you want them and stuff, but you don't need them. And I could make them, and I would get so many views. I just feel like it would be disingenuous, or whatever you call it. It would be like, I would rather tell you that the vault event is the way to go. And you don't need to do that. Like, I'm always trying to help people. I guess I could get further in YouTube if I was like a liar and a cheat and like a sensationalize. Like, I would just do gold farming and soul farming videos all day, every week, every month. But deep down, I know you don't need to do that. And I want to tell you the right way. Like, it's a hamper to my channel. I just have morals. Back when I made soul farming and gold farming videos, you actually needed them. So that's why you can still find them on my channel. Nowadays, you don't need them. And I feel like weird making them. That would be like me making a treasure hunt video and telling you how awesome treasure hunt is. And I'd probably get a lot of views, too. That shows I'm not in it. I'm not all in it for the views all the time. I more want to help people. I want to get views, yeah, but I want to, like, I'm not gonna just do videos for views and, like, steer you the wrong way just to get views. So I literally, honestly think no one needs to gold farm and no one needs to soul farm. Like, honestly, literally, don't think you need to. And if you do, you're doing something wrong and you need to, like, come ask me what, like, and I'll start asking you questions. Okay, well, what'd you do with your gold? What'd you do with your souls? Are you doing the vault events? Are you in a good guild? What? Let's go over it here. What'd you do? Why do you need that? Why do you need to soul farm? Just tell me. Let's go over it together. Because there's something wrong if you need to. Something went wrong. That's the... I don't know. If you need to gold farm or soul farm, something went wrong. And we need to figure out what it is and not do it next time, and then I'll tell you that you should do the vault of it super hard. To get back, you can get back in and you can fix that quick. This weekend. It wasn't a waste of time. Like, stuff changes, though. The game changes. Back when I put out gold farming and soul farming videos, they were needed. Because there wasn't Nomapaloozas, there wasn't Ironhawk. Now that there's Nomapaloozas and Ironhawk, you don't need it. We're doing it right now. We're, like, literally doing the thing right now that makes it to where you don't need soul farming and gold farming. We're, like, literally doing it on the screen. Garth says, I got the book. You're right. It is nice. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say their name, Robert, because it's the same name as you, but you're not them. Tyrion says, max gold goes up to 325 from 300 per battle, plus any multipliers you have from armor, pets, and VIP. That's another thing with making gold farming and soul farming videos. Like, some people's VIPs are super high and some people's aren't. So you can get a different amount of gold per battle. If you're VIP 20, you get, like, way more gold per battle. Maybe it is worth it. But for me, at VIP 0, the best way to go about getting gold is to do the vault event. Even people, like, at VIP 5, probably. Like, if you're way up in VIP, maybe it is better to do, like, gold farming and soul farming. But there's so much other crap to do, I don't think it's a good usage of your time. Hopefully you're doing something else, at least. And that's not the best way to do it. The best way to gold or soul farm, if you're... Let's take vault event out of the equation. And Nomapaloozas and Ironhawk. Let's go back in time, like 3 years. 4 years. If you're gold or soul farming, the best way to do it is to only do that. And do nothing else. Like, you shouldn't be, like, trying to get something else, too. If you're gold farming, you should be setting everything up to where you're going as fast as you can, getting as much gold as you can. If you're soul farming, you should set it up to where you're going as fast as you can and getting as many souls as you can. You shouldn't also be doing this or that or this or that, because if you focus and you'll get it done faster. You'll get more souls faster, you'll get more gold faster, you'll get done faster. But if you're doing other stuff, you're going to slow yourself down. But that's why it's a waste of time, too, now. Because we got vault events, Nomapaloozas, Ironhawk. Look at that. Did you see how much gold I just got right there? Like 100,000 gold off of one vault key. And I got a chance to get gems right now. I have a chance of getting major orbs of glory, major minion orbs. Like, it's not just the fact that you get more gold here. It's the fact that while you're doing this, you can get other awesome things, potentially. And while you're farming the vault keys, and you get a lot of gold and a lot of souls that way, too. And gems. Like, have you ever paid attention? Like, start them on Friday at reset. Look at your gem stack. And then on Sunday, when the vault event's over, look at your gem stack. Don't open any vault keys. Just keep it in mind. Like, don't spend them, like, don't go blow a bunch of gems or something. Like, if you just do the vault event the whole weekend, and you start on, and you look at your gem stack on Friday when it starts, and then you look at your gem stack on Sunday when it's over, you're gonna go up by like 1,000 gems. Just doing it. Just doing Explorer 1, just doing Nomapaloozas, just the random gnomes that give gems throughout the whole thing. It's at least 500 gems. You'll at least go up by 500. I'm always surprised and amazed at how much gems I get just farming the vault. Then you get to open vault keys on top of that, where you're going to get mountains of gold and mountains of souls and gems and orbs. So just sitting there doing gold or soul farming, you get no chance at gems, no chance at orbs. You're literally only getting gold or only souls. It's not worth your time. You're better off, like, if you're about to gold farm. Let's say you're about to gold farm for 3 hours. You're better off going to your wife or husband or whoever and saying, hey, for the next 3 hours, I will take care of the kids, I will wash the dishes, I will do the grocery shopping, and when the vault event comes around, you got to let me have 3 hours to do the vault event, baby. You'd be better off doing that instead of that gold farming for 3 hours or that soul farming for 3 hours. Go to your wife or husband or your kids or whoever and be like, hey, instead of gold farming right now, instead of soul farming right now for 3 hours, I will take care of the kids. I will go to the grocery store. I will do the dishes for the next 3 hours. All I want, baby, is that when the vault event comes around, honey, is you gotta let me go hard for 3 hours at least. I mean, on top of what I normally do, but an extra 3 hours, let me do the vault event. Because right now, I'm gonna do these dishes. I'm gonna watch these kids. You can do whatever you want. You can go get a manicure, pedicure. You can just take a nap. You know? Do whatever you want. Go do you, girl. You're better off doing that than actually gold or soul farming. And then you'll have more time during the vault event to get the real gold and the real souls, the gems, the orbs. Maybe it's your cat, maybe it's your dog. Hey, I'll take you for an extra walk if you don't bark during my Nomapalooza, Wolfie, you know? Whatever it may be for you. Your kids, your dog, your wife, your husband, whoever it is. Your PO. You're better off doing that. That's what I would do. Like, I'm going to sit here today and I'm going to gold farm for 3 hours. Then I would have a bright idea. I'd be like, you know what? Instead of doing that, I'm going to go say to my wife, hey, baby, I'll take care of the kids. I'll go grocery shop. I'll do the dishes. I'll vacuum the floor. I'll do the laundry for the next 3 hours straight. All you got to do right here on the calendar on this date, it's a vault event, right? I know it's just a stupid video game and everything, but right now I'm going to, like, do the adult stuff for 3 hours straight instead of, like, doing the video game. And then when that comes around, it's, like, the best time to play the game. You wouldn't understand, but, you know, I want to play then. So right now I'm going to do this for you. You just remember. Well, I'll write it on the calendar. I'll write, remember. I'll just write, remember. And then, so you remember when it's the vault event. Or your job, or what? Hey, I'll work 3 extra hours today if you let me have off Friday or Saturday or Sunday. Hey, boss man. You don't even have to tell them what you're doing. Like, hey, I got a special event this weekend. Can I work extra on Tuesday or Thursday? Instead of, you know? You're better off doing that. Internet could cut out, postman could arrive, kid could... Yeah. You could have a storm. You could watch the weather. The weatherman tells you there's no storms. And then you do 5 Nomapaloozas in a row because the weatherman said there would be no storms. You know how often is the weatherman right? There might be a storm. When nature calls. Tyrion says 104 Paloozas. Every one I had. Accidentally crafted because I dozed off. Devs did refund 52 back to me, but still a huge loss. Dang. Oh no, it's Dr. Muffs. Me and these rants, yeah boy. Tone smoke off. Alright, I'm way behind. Hey, there's Kimmy! I was just talking about you. Kinda. Man, I'm way behind, y'all. I'm sorry. Let me catch up. Depends solution. There you go. That emoji's there for a reason. Drager says the worst is when my internet starts to being crap. Tyrion says I'm thankful they refunded half. Playing too much is how I have so many. Drager spent I spent 1 weekend getting a surplus. I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't know why. I just can't. Tyrion says I play 20 to 40 hours of Vault Weekend and I always do less gaps than I find. Yeah, I only play like 10 hours probably. Chad's back. He might be gone by the time I get to the bottom, though. I'm so behind. Sane says, yeah, the boards are weird. Almost nothing lines up. Lemon says, I am only level 40 and I don't know what you guys are talking about. Hey, you got questions? Just ask questions, man. Nothing off the board. Nothing stupid. I love answering beginner questions. It might help somebody out there lurking. You never know. Superior. I get 5 verse, then I do 1 gap, then repeating, so always 1 verse ahead. 19 gaps ready for Friday. That's wrong, Cinny. New players might need them. What do you mean? Brian says, one of my favorite tips Cinny has given me is if you don't have time to use your delve attempts, is you can spend them on different kingdoms and come back to them later. Yep. Every day you get 3 turns. You can spread them out on all your delves and do them at a future date. You can only do that so many times, though, right? You got 37, 38 factions. You get 3 turns a day. You can only do that for like 2 weeks, and then you got to actually do them. Then weeks later, when you find it, it's like finding money down the back of the couch. Tyrion says, I feel gold farming is still needed. Low-end guilds miss out on completing all tasks, epic tasks. High-end guilds love more legendary tasks. Mid-game players... I guess. I never felt a need to do it, though. I think the Vault event takes care of it. I, like, always have 15 million gold. And I'm free to play. I would have way more if I had if I had all the VIP and stuff and Death Knight armor. I would have way more, too. And I always have, like, 15 million. And I know you're talking about, like, low-level players and stuff, but I've done 2 new account playthroughs recently. And so you have 2, though. So, you've done one more recently than me. But I never felt the need to gold farm or soul farm in those new account playthroughs either. So I'm not just... Like, I've recently... I guess it's been a year now, though. But I quit it like 9 months ago, maybe. But it's not like I'm just talking out of my butt, out of my bork. Like, I've done 2 new account playthroughs. Neither time I needed gold farming or soul farming. Think low-level players need them? Like, why would you not just use Rowan this weekend as much as you can, and then you won't have to do that? It's easier to get a Rowan team than it is to get, like, Sacrificial Priest or Chris Crinkle or Cedric. The way you get Cedric is by doing the Vault event. So you're going to do the Vault event to get Cedric, and then you're going to gold farm after you're already doing Vault events? You're doing enough Vault events to where you're getting enough Vault keys to get Cedric. And then you're still going to need to gold farm after that? By the time you get Cedric, actually, by opening all those Vault keys, you're going to have another Vault event, and you can do another one. And then after 2 whole Vault events, if you're doing it properly, for at least 10 hours or so, you're still going to need to gold farm after that, too? What are you spending your gold on? What do you spend? That would be my question to that beginner. What are you spending your gold on? What are you spending your souls on? Because you're obviously blowing it on something. So I never felt the need... on either one of my new accounts or on my main account, on 3 different accounts. Back in the day, yes. Like on this account, on this main account, 3-4 years ago, yes. Gold farming, soul farming, perfectly fine. There was no Nomapaloozas, there was no Ironhawk. Like, you have Rowan with Nomapalooza. If you don't have Ironhawk, you still have Rowan with Nomapaloozas. It's still good enough. Like, I don't get how it happens. I think people waste. I think they blow gold and souls on dumb stuff. And then that's when you need the gold farm or soul farm. I gold farm with the team for City of Thieves. At least you're doing City of Thieves, though. I'm talking about, like, only gold farming. Like, going to PvP and running a Cedric team, or Difficulty 12 Explorer running a Cedric team or something. Tyrion says soul farming is so early to early mid-game. My mobile account still needs souls. But you don't really need them, dude. You know what I mean? You don't really need them. You don't need them enough to, like, waste time soul farming. You could wait till the vault event. Like, what do you need them so bad for? That's the problem. People think they need souls when they really don't. Like, you don't have to level up every single troop that you get. You got Golden Cog, Rowan, Clockwork Sphinx, and Leprechaun. Level those up to 20, and now you don't need any other troops. You don't have to. You're probably not even in a guild that makes you do anything. You don't have to do anything. You can open up all your kingdoms, all your classes. You can use Rowan on tons of stuff. You don't have to elite gold anything. You don't have to level up every single troop you get. Where's the soul sink that we're blowing all our souls on? I don't get it. When I do events, when I'm in a guild and I'm just trying to stay in a guild, I just use the level 1 troops with a spell damage medal. Use Chalcedony that doesn't even need her stats. You know, you don't have to level stuff up. You don't have to use souls. You don't have to elite gold anything. You don't have to use souls for anything. You really don't. 4 troops. Maybe 3 troops. I'm sure there's some stuff I'm not thinking about, like the Soul Forge, but still, like, as long as you don't waste souls and you do the vault events properly with the Rowan team, with Nomapaloozas for at least 10 hours or at least whatever, 7 hours or 6 hours, like, you should be fine. And then you can go spend those souls after you open your vault keys while you have a chance at gems, you have a chance at orbs, you have a chance at gold too. You can get all those souls and then go spend it on the Soul Forge or whatever, that new troop that's actually going to help you do something. You don't blow soul. I got the Shadow Panther. I'm going to level it to 20. I'm going to elite gold my my Clockwork Sphinx. You don't have to do that. You don't need to. Robert says also you can run low on souls pretty fast if you begin leveling up your kingdoms. Does it cost a lot of souls to level your kingdoms? I can't remember. What's the best way to farm trade stones? Usually like Explore. But also the Vault event, probably. Vault event's the answer to a lot of things. Every level needs good gold farming for above reasons. Brian says I only spend souls on troops I'm using, so every week I level the troops the game forces us to use. Yeah, and sometimes you really don't even have to. It depends, like, what kind of guild you're in, and, like, you can use extra sigils to double your stats and stuff. If you're not in a top 15 guild where they're forcing you to get a certain amount of points, you could use level 1 troops, double up on sigils, and now you got more stats. Do what you can. Other people are doing nothing, most likely, so you're not doing nothing. You're not going to get kicked out. You're getting tasks from being in that guild. You're waiting for the next vault event where you're actually going to get your gold and souls from. Kimmy with the 3, thank you so much. Robert says, but yeah, now that the vault events are every month, yep. No need to farm anymore, yep. Allie says, most of my gold comes from metal farming and Explore 12. Hey, at least you're in metal farming, I guess. I don't do Explore 12 at all, because I get orbs and stuff from the vault event. Which it all ties back to the vault event. Glorf says, I've never had to soul farm. My adventure board Rowan team is Rowan, Phylactery, Mirage, Leppy. Cast Leppy, and if weapon is up, cast it. If not, no drama. Tyrion says, depending on where you are and how much you play, Brian, that is a good strategy. Yeah, I like the City of Thieves thing, if that's what you're talking about. Drager says, I have too many keys so I can do Underspire and get some great items. There you go. Yeah, and Underspire now with so many orbs in it. That's another reason you don't need to do Explore 12. You might be... Explore 12 is at least free, though. I guess Underspire costs gems. I just found myself, like, doing things less and less the more I learned the game. It's also that I'm higher level and in a good guild and stuff, but like I found myself gold farming way less, I found myself soul farming way less. I don't do Explore 12 very much anymore. I don't do PvP very much anymore. I barely touch the underworld, but I do it. I've done it enough, and like I will do it. They just keep adding more things to the game. It's like I would do those things. I would love to do Explorer 12 or Underworld. There's just too many other things to do. I don't know. I never have the time. Sometimes when I'm, like, saying, like, you shouldn't do a thing, I mean, like, do it last. I gotta be I'm over-exaggerating. Sometimes when I say it's not something you don't need to do, you can also interpret that as me saying do it last after everything else. Like, if you have a ton of time every day to play the game, it's fine to soul farm and gold farm and all that stuff. But make sure you're doing it last. Do every single other thing first. Look at that, dude! Tyrion says, I'm pushing my mobile account faster than it should be pushed, leveling troops to push kingdoms level to 10. Now that I'm starting to pull mythics, I don't even have enough copies of troops. To mythic and level 20, it's annoying. Yeah, you're like a different... Like, we can't even go off of how you're playing, you know? Most beginners aren't gonna, know everything you know and, like, play as hard as you play, and... They're gonna be overwhelmed, and, like, soul farming and gold farming is just unneeded, I think. The reason, like... Once again, when I say you don't need to do it, I mean do it last. But I'm trying to emphasize the vault event. That way you know how important it is. And I'm trying to de-emphasize the gold farming and soul farming. So you know to do it last. So vault event is 10 out of 10 important. Gold farming and soul farming is 1 out of 10 important. It's not useless. It's not something... Like, I would... You know, if you did everything else that day, then go for it. But I'm, like, trying to, like, exaggerate, over-exaggerate a little bit. Vault event is super important, 10 out of 10. Gold farming, soul farming is 1 out of 10. Not that important. You don't even need to do it. But if you're doing it after everything else, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, and then the kingdom levels and stuff, like... If it's not a soft cap, don't worry about it. You'll get it eventually one day. If you can't get to the stat... What's the point of doing the thing before the thing? How'd I get so far behind? Jeez. Can't ignore your PO. Yay, good job, Glorfindel. No Death Knight armor. Definitely recommended, but... I definitely recognize it when other people have to struggle like I have to struggle. Traeger says, I work on Friday and Saturday. Doesn't stop me from destroying vault events. Nice. The mini coverers. Can you explain how the event works? How do you farm the keys during the event? So vault event just means that gnomes appear more often. So when you do Explore 1, which is like just the easiest place to kill things the fastest, you want to kill enemies as quickly as possible. So you go to Explore 1 where they have the least stats, where you can kill them in one shot with Rowan or Ironhawk or whatever you're doing, Moon Mage. And you just kill enemies as fast as you can, and then every battle there's a chance a gnome will appear. And during the vault event, they appear more often. Like every day they can appear. Like right now they could appear, but it's just a way less chance. During the vault event, they appear way more often. So like every 4th battle, 5th battle, 6th battle, something like that, instead of like every 20th or every whatever. So you're just killing enemies as quick as you can, hoping a gnome will pop up. You get the gnome. There's also the verse gnomes. You need one of each color. There's 4 of them. So you need like a red, a brown, a blue, and a green or something like that. And you do that in the Soul Forge. You take those 4 colors, those 4 verses from those verse gnomes, to the Soul Forge. You can do a Gnome-a-Palooza, which just means every single enemy is a gnome. And gnomes are good because they drop vault keys. I'm opening vault keys right now. You get stuff like on the screen. The orbs, tons of gems, tons of gold, tons of souls. The vault key is the thing you're chasing. The way to get the vault key is the Gnome-a-Palooza. The Gnome-a-Palooza, the way to get that is from the verse gnomes. The way to get the verse gnomes is to kill enemies as much as you can to make a gnome pop up. Now, there's like 6, 7, 8, 10 different kinds of gnomes, so you might not get a verse gnome every time you get a gnome. But the other gnomes have a chance at dropping good loot, too. But yeah, that's basically the the gameplay cycle. You go to Explore 1, you clear enemies as quickly as you can with Rowan, Moon Mage, or Ironhawk. Gnomes appear more often. There's several different types of gnomes. You're looking for those verse gnomes, like Hoagie and Cindy and all those. Once you get one of each kind of verse, you can go to the Soul Forge, craft a Gnomapalooza. Now all enemies are gnomes in Explorer 1. Go right back to where you were. Now every single battle is all gnomes. Now they're dropping vault keys like candy. You get like 20 of them during 15 minutes. So every hour you could potentially get like 80 to 100 vault keys. And then you get to open them right here and get stuff like this on the screen, or 300 gems, or 900 gems, or 120 gems, or 70,000 gold, or 100,000 gold, or 60,000 souls, or 100,000 souls from one key. I don't know. I guess if you have any more questions, let me know. But that's basically the vault event. It's not like there's no leaderboard, there's no sigils, there's no potions. It's not going to be like a... It's just that gnomes appear more often in Explore. And you do Explore 1 to kill as many enemies as you can, as fast as you can, to make gnomes pop up. Tyrion says, my job thankfully just lets me ask for PTO, no questions asked, as long as I was first. Yeah, you just gotta ask, like, that's why it's cool now that they're, like, scheduling it a month ahead of time so you can ask for time off. Remember that time you asked for time off and they didn't have the vault event? They, like, changed it? That's the problem. They shouldn't change it. Glorfindel says, yeah, Tyrion, that's nice. Gonna try a GAP while cooking 4 steaks at a time at work. Kimmy loves Cinny rants. Yeah. I'm just trying to help, you know? If you do soul farming and gold farming, more power to you. I just think it's not unneeded. Tyrion says factions are expensive. That's what most low mid-game players are spending gold on. Well, that's... You do City of Thieves like a billion times in a row, and you don't worry about the other ones until you have the gold. I think the problem is impatience. Souls are for kingdom levels, still need Dawnbringer. I'm only focusing on kingdoms I can get that next stat, but blew through. Just wait till you have, like, do vault events until you have enough and then get it. You don't need Dawnbringer for anything, really. The stuff that you're talking about, you don't need. Robert says souls are needed to level up troops, which is required to raise kingdom power to 10. Yeah, but you don't, you get that over time. There'll be time. Do your magic kingdoms first. The HP kingdoms, the armor kingdoms, they're not going to make a huge difference. I mean, they're nice, but it's not worth, like, wasting time soul farming. Just wait till the next vault event. And then go level up and get your 1 HP for your account or whatever. There's only so many magic kingdoms. You don't need, like, a billion souls. Drager says, I love Explorer 12. Got a Horde Mimic drop the other day. Nice. Garth says, leveling kingdoms costs more gold and trading your characters than souls. It only costs less than 10k souls to fully level. I mean, once again, I feel people are too concentrating on their kingdom level and power, when people used to, like, not concentrate on it at all. There's only so many soft caps with stats, and you can only get to them if you have everything required to get to them. So going from one to the next, if you can't make it all the way, is kind of like a waste of time. E-Tiger on Delves, did you focus on one at a time to get to 500 or just build up? Yeah, one at a time pretty much. You gotta do City of Thieves like for a long time. You'll get Chaos Shards, you'll get treasure, you'll be getting gold the whole time because City of Thieves is good for getting gold. And just maybe do City of Thieves longer if you need gold that bad. Maybe do City of Thieves longer. Maybe do a couple more vault events first before you go do those factions. Really, just getting the troops, getting the Gob Truffle, the Queen Beatrix, the Miraji Queen, like, that's the first thing. Glorf says, Delves for me were a gradual thing. Right. It's not something you're going to do all in one day. Glorf says, still have 7 or 8 to close out. Me too. And I'm fine. I have all the troops. I have awesome stats. I'm in an awesome guild. Everything's fine. I don't even have all my factions done. Allie says, yeah, like Underspire will not be played this weekend or Underworld. Drager says, I think Tacet said 10 minutes of Vault Explore is equivalent to 3 hours of non-Vault Explore. Yep. I believe it. And that's what I'm talking about. Overall. You can go do gold farming for 3 hours, or you can do Vault Event for 10 minutes. It's just like casting Chris Hound 4 times instead of casting something else once or twice. That's the trash that's poisoning your mind. I'm just trying to help give you the antidote. Alright, I can do a couple more here. Any more questions or comments or anything? Like I said, I'm exaggerating a little bit. Like, gold farming's cool if it's the last thing you do each day. Soul farming's cool if it's the last thing you do each day. But if you're gold or soul farming, and then now you can't do the vault event or something, like, make sure you can do the vault events. They're way more important. 10 minutes of vault events, the equivalent of 3 hours of gold farming. Remember. Like somebody else said that's very smart in the encyclopedia of the game. And not just some new guy that copied somebody else and has only been around for 2 years or 3 years. Talking about old stuff from 3-4 years ago because it got a ton of views. Remember, views, they're very motivated. They're going back to old videos, seeing what got a lot of views, and then making those today when they don't even apply anymore. Because they know it'll get views. So now we're all gold farming and soul farming, but that's an old-ass thing from 3 years ago. It just got a lot of views 3 years ago. So now they know it's going to get views now. And they're misleading you into thinking you need to gold and soul farm. And you're like, yeah, I do, because I don't have that many souls or gold. Well, quit doing. What are you doing? Why? What are you leveling up your gnomes or something? You're like, I got a gnome. I'm gonna level it to 20. And I've played 2 new account playthroughs. I'm not just some guy that's been playing for 6 years and doesn't know what it's like to be a beginner. And I don't spend any money on the game. And I don't, nothing, like, whether you gold farm or soul farm doesn't matter to me. I'm just trying to help you out. Go an extra hour in the vault event this weekend instead of doing 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours of gold farming or something. That's exactly what it is. Looking up old video, you can go to my channel, you can sort by most viewed. And you're gonna see soul farming, gold farming, and then if you're a smart, mischievous person that all you care about is views, you're gonna remake those videos today because they got the most views. Somebody that made similar content to you on the same game, you're gonna go look at their channel, you're gonna sort by most views, and you're gonna remake those videos because you know it'll get views, even though it doesn't apply these days. It's from 3-4 years ago. It's not something we still do, but it'll get views still because people think they need to do it still. But you really don't. Look at brown, green, yellow. Like, the only gold farming video I've made in the last 1 or 2 years was basically saying to do the vault event. I'm not a hypocrite. You can go check. Because I could definitely do that and get a lot of views, if that's all I cared about. I've even thought about it. I'm like, I should make a soul farming video or something. I need some views. But then I always choose not to, because I'm like, man, that would kind of be misleading to the community. They don't really need to. I know they want it, but they don't really need it. And it's not. I'd rather tell you to do the vault till I'm blue in the face. And just hit me up in the comments or Discord, like, for your specific situation. If you think you need souls and gold that bad, like, let me know. We'll go over it together. I'll help you out. Let's look back. What'd you spend souls on this week? What'd you spend gold on this week? Did you do too many tasks in your guild? We'll stop doing that. Did you level up troops you're only going to use for 1 week? We'll stop doing that. Did you get a kingdom level in power and it didn't get you a stat and you just got a little bit closer? We'll stop doing that. Did you do a faction even though you've only done City of Thieves for 1 week? We'll stop doing that. You can wait. Be patient. You got to do City of Thieves for months, not just weeks. You want to go around and get all your horde levels, and what the heck's happening here? These gnomes don't like what I'm saying. Get out of here, sir. I'm telling y'all to kill gnomes more, and now they're trying to kill me. I think that's it for today, unless y'all have some questions. I really appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Stretching. Did I get Diamantina yet? I'm so close. It's just a matter of time now. I'm going to get it by the end of September at the latest. I got all the dragons. I got two rings. I need like 1,800 Dragonite. And there's a Vault event this weekend, so... I'm thinking I got about 20 days left. Clickbait for Vault. Just make a new video and say do Vault. I kind of did that already. Go look at my last gold farming video. It just says, like, do the Vault event. Oh yeah, there'll definitely be some clickbait Friday. Vault event clickbait, new mythic clickbait. You know there will be. The new mythic will be the best one ever with mega damage or something. The Vault event trying to reinvent the wheel and tell you something that you already know. That's what sucks about Vault. You can't make videos on it every single time because there's only so much to say about it. Same with the arena and stuff like that. You can't really say too much about the arena. Like world events and factions and Journey and Raid, like a new troop comes in, it's a different restriction, there's different teams, different weapons, but the Vault event and arena and stuff, like it's always the same thing. Even factions, after a while, it's like the same thing. That's why I kind of try to make new teams with that Obsidian Depths video on Tuesday. Like, I get bored of the faction videos sometimes, because like, Guard's Avatar and Zul'Goth and High King Irongut. And if you're low level, do King Gobtruffle or Chalcedony or one of those loopers. Or Rowan. I could name like 10 troops and you could use them for every single faction. So sometimes I have to like entertain myself and make 3 different new teams. And if you look at my channel, I bet you I have 3 or 4 videos on every single faction because they've come around so many times on Tuesday or the weekend. Starting to get like a Vault event or an arena where I'm like, oh, what am I going to do this time? It's the same old, same old. Hey, no problem, Draker. I'll probably never stop doing the Switch spoilers. I'm already in there. I know I got you and Rain Man and a couple others, so I'll keep doing them for y'all. I tried to do just Switch videos before. There's not enough Switch people, but I'll probably never stop doing the spoilers. I'll at least do that for y'all. Click here now and learn everything about the best new mythic. Did you just blatantly copy one of my videos for views? Well, stop doing that. And that's the problem, though. Everybody thinks they need gold in soul farming, so them copying an older video of mine is... Even if it's different teams, which it's not really, the meta hasn't changed very much. You could go back to an old gold farming video, and the meta hasn't changed like a ton since then. Same with soul farming. We haven't got like some crazy new soul farming troop. It's still the same old crap. So Tyrion could start up a channel right now. If I was like one of those smaller channels, like if you're buddies with one of those smaller channels out there, go tell them to make gold and soul farming videos. If they don't mind like the moral aspect of it, or like if they just want to do anything for views and anything to grow, like some other people. You don't care about the community and you don't care about morals and stuff. Just tell them to make gold and soul farming videos, you know? Like, hey, buddy, you know, you're Berserker or whoever, or Rainbow guy, or whoever's out there. I don't even... If you're buddies with one of those smaller channels, Joe, Gems Award Joe, or whatever, tell them to make gold farming and soul farming videos. If they don't care, like, if they're fine with, like, misleading the community and giving them something they don't really need. Because they'll get a lot of views and they might get some subscribers and stuff. Did you just craft 104 GAPs by mistake because you should be asleep? Well, stop doing that. Dude, I would use the Switch, man. I have one in the house, but it's like the kids' Switch they got for Christmas. And I'm already on PlayStation. Like, I should start a Switch account as my next new account, but I don't even know how to make videos on there. So I'd probably do PC Mobile again. I'm thinking about starting another new account playthrough. It's about that time. It's been a year. I usually start them in the summer. I did one every year up until this year. I just don't have a lot of time right now. The game takes so much time just having one account. It's hard to make a whole nother account. Because what happens is I only play that account when I'm making videos, and then it's just like I don't play it every day. I get kicked out of my guild. I don't make a lot of progress in between the videos, and then I'm just literally recording the videos, and that's the only time I play the new account. Because I got to keep up with my main account. And then I'm playing EverQuest, and because it still gets decent views. Like, anyway. No problem, Crowseed. Thanks for watching. Drager says, that sounds good in theory, but they'd have to dump 9 months of content since we're behind. Link the accounts. Yeah. Yeah, they'd have to give you a lot of content on. They need to just start giving you, like, if you have no event this weekend, they should give you something, like the next faction, or the next kingdom, or the next class, or, you know, why don't they give you something if there's nothing going on? They need to speed it up. Get everybody on the same page. Did you go around sniffing bites? Mike D. It's true, though. If you don't have souls, what'd you do with them? Just ask yourself that question. And how hard did you do the last vault event? So it probably corresponds. You probably didn't go as hard as you wanted to in the last vault event, and you probably wasted souls on something. You leveled up Peasant to level 20. Why'd you do that? Alright, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. Helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below. If you need gold or soul farming, hit me up in the comments or the Discord and let me know what you've been spending all that stuff on. Did you do that extra task in your guild to be nice to your guild? Well, now you got to waste a whole bunch of time gold farming. Like, just don't do it. I'm gonna love you and leave you, says Dr. Mop. Your kids and wife have Switches, but they won't play gyms on it because they already too invested in their PlayStation. Yeah, that's exactly how I am. Alright, thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, I still got a little bit of time, so let me know. I'll come back down to the bottom, but I'm going to say goodbye right now. Chad, Drager, Garth, George, Dr. Mopsister 2, and Wolfie, Glorfindale, Robert, Crowseed, Drager, Chad, Garth, Robert, Drager, Brian Walker, Pizza Time, Ali Bandy. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be doing Underspire or Epic Trials or anything during the weekend. That's the thing. Like, don't do anything else except for the Vault event on the weekend. Even if it means skipping the... maybe don't skip the dungeon. Like, try to get... Like, if you need Diamantina still or you need diamonds still. But the Vault can give you everything in the game. So, if it means... Like, you have to skip the adventure board and, like, the dungeon and stuff, like... I would rather see you do the Vault event the whole time, but... Glorfindale, Brian Walker, Livewire, Drager, Dr. Mopsister, E-Tiger, ATL. Yeah, I did City of Thieves until I had all my horde qualities at 10, all my horde levels at 100. I had all the troops in every single faction fully ascended. It takes a while. And then you pick one and you get it to 500 after that very long time. Garth, Pizza Time, Drager, Robert, Tyrion, Kimmy 500, good to see ya. I'm still subscribed to you, by the way. I see your face like every day. The Mini Coverers, because you're on my featured channels, not because you put out videos, but, you know, I still see your face like every day. Tone Smoke Off, Dr. Mopsister, Brian, Allie, Kimmy with the 3, thank you so much. We used to have other Kims around here, but Kimmy's the one that's been around the longest. Sane, Superior, Lemon. Tone, Smoke Off, Garth. Drager, KF6DBS. Robert Balazzi. Mike Weiss. One day I'll get it right. Livewire, Glorfindel. Rain Man. Sane with the gifted, thank you so much. Trying to make August, not February. Beg for Mercy was here today. Livewire with the 5, sweep the leg, baby. Ali, Anya, a Rescue Panda was here. Crowseed. That's as far as I can go. Chad was there. Ali was there, I think. Glorfindel. Appreciate everybody today. Juan was here. Consider using Guild Wars teams provided by the choir. Just an idea. Yeah. My only other idea is to use my Paragons teams, so I'm going to do something with the Guild Wars. Something different. That's a good idea. Garth says I still really haven't done Enter Spire yet. Under Spires, yeah, it's kind of like a high-level type of deal. It's no big deal. It's always going to be there for you, and you can do it one day. But Chalcedony, if you have Chalcedony, she can do it pretty much by herself. Get them 24 hours in advance to practice. Oh yeah, DC was here, of course. Thanks, DC. Alright, y'all. Have a good one. You're the best. We'll see you next time. Thursday, class event video. Friday, new Mythic. Saturday, maybe the live stream. I think her game is at, 1. But it'll probably be Sunday. So Sunday at 10 a.m. EST. Spoilers on Saturday, probably. Alright, y'all. Have a good one. Yeah, Chalcedony's in the event key drop table, too. If you have some event keys, she wouldn't be a bad one. Even if you only have, 100 or 200 event keys, to get her, wouldn't be a bad idea. And then you can use her in the Underspire to go get some writs and orbs and stuff. Alright, yep, we'll see ya. Have a good one. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Over-exaggerate, remember? And I don't mean literally don't do it at all. I just mean Vault Event is 10 out of 10. Gold Farming, Soul Farming, 1 out of 10. Chris Hound is 1 out of 10. Hitting all enemies is 10 out of 10.